Hey YouTube, that homeschooler here, back again doing a review for Sleepy Hollow. This is the part 1 of the finale. We have the finale next week, so I really don't know why we have a part 1 and part 2. We could have done all this in one episode. But anyway, I have not done a review for the show in about 3 weeks. Because let me tell you, this show, this season, has had me up and down. And it's like everything that is happening, I can already see happening in the last episode. And the episodes have been fairly boring, if I can say. I just felt like not doing any reviews. Like, I just felt like, what's the point? What am I reviewing? There's nothing here for me to review. Now, I will say the last episode was good, and I believe the episode before Halloween had some good parts, but it was not good enough for me to be like, oh yeah, I'm about to go ahead and do this review. For those of you who have read the story and never seen the show, or vice versa, reading the story, I have always heard the story. Wishbone did the tale of Sleepy Hollow and had me more frightened than both seasons. Murder, She Wrote had a little instance of Sleepy Hollow, where she was in Sleepy Hollow and the Tale of the Headless Horseman, all that, and those were good episodes and shows. But but this season has not had any oomph for me. Like, I just do not understand why they cannot get me where I want to be at this point in the game. I'm looking at, you know, the lieutenant and Crane learning so many things in each episode that I feel like when they get ready to ride out, when they go out and they get a call and they feel like something is going to happen, they should be strapped. They should squad up. I am not understanding why the lieutenant keeps coming out with this puny little gun when she knows that gun does not do anything. You are fighting spirits, you are fighting demons, you are fighting things that are not of this world. These little bullets and stuff are not going to get it. You know Harley, this Harley dude who lives on the dock guy, he is this person that has a little bit more knowledge than you, Lieutenant. You should be thinking this about this spiritual warfare and all these spiritual things, and he has all these weapons to help with the spiritual side. Y'all should be squatting up. Y'all should be talking and being like, listen, I got this gun, these bullets don't ever do a thing. Because I don't know how you cannot notice, every time she shoots this spiritual being or demon or whatever it is that they are fighting at the moment, she shoots and the thing just goes like that, or like that, and keeps coming towards them. Why are you still using this? She should be trying to figure out certain things that they should have when they go out to fight. And I just get really angry, and that's why I have not done any reviews, because it's too much. But I said this is one of the last episodes, part 1 of the finale. Let me go ahead and do these last 2 episodes and get it over with, because I'm really feeling like I am not going to be doing any more reviews for this show. I don't care what happens, unless a miracle happens and they get their lives together. So let's just get into it. The episode starts out with Crane and Abby playing a game that will help them figure out their opponent's next move. Okay, and Crane is trying to get into it. He can't. He's been on this side of the planet too long, because he's starting to conform to society, and I do not like that. But what's his wife's name? What's the stupid girl? Katrina. Katrina calls them through the mirror. She's able to put a spell on the mirror and get their attention where they're at. And this is why I call her the dumb girl, the stupid girl. Nicki Minaj wrote a song for you girls called Stupid Hoe. I think you should go listen to it and really dig deep into yourself. And I'm saying this because if I were Katrina, I would be trying to contact, you know, Crane and Abby and trying to get them to know different things. But I would not be doing it with something I know Henry can come and see what I've been doing. I would be looking for a handheld mirror, okay? There is a mirror. See, I pay attention. There's a mirror in Katrina's room. She needs to be in her room. If she's going to be using a mirror to contact somebody, use the mirror in your room. Don't use the mirror that's in the foyer or in the dining room or wherever you are, girl. What is wrong with you? And she's like, if Henry finds out that I'm using this mirror to contact you, my mission will have failed. Girl, your mission has been failed. You just stupid, you dumb. Okay, now okay, let me stop. I understand that she's acting this way and doing this because this is all out of a mother's love, okay? She's there not only to get information, but she is there in this house with the Headless Horseman and Henry because she also wants to change Henry's mind. But here's the thing, when someone tells you who they are, believe it. Henry has told her on more than one occasion, I have given my soul to Moloch. My allegiance is with Moloch, girl. I'm not coming back, y'all. I'm not doing y'all. I'm here with Satan himself. This is who I want to be, and you can't change my mind. And Katrina is still trying to get him to come over, girl. You got to let that go. Let it go. God dang. So she is telling Crane and Abby that Moloch is here. Now, from the last episode, if you have not seen it, in the last episode, Henry bought Katrina a baby. This baby was really a demon, a black, ugly looking thing, like just burnt up charcoal, like ugh. And she cannot see the blackness or the demon in this baby because of the necklace that is around her neck that is utilized to see the Headless Horseman's head. I don't remember his name at this moment, but this also has her fooled and seeing things that she should be seeing. Like when she is holding this baby, she sees like a regular baby, but because of the necklace, that's why, because of the necklace, she cannot see that this is really a demon. That's what I'm saying. And this baby has now grown up from a baby to a toddler, and now this toddler is this walking and talking human being. And I knew that was going to happen. I saw it and I just knew it, and I don't understand why. I know you're in that situation. I don't understand why you could not get that, but she was just so attached to this baby, like it's taking her back from when Henry was a baby. That's what she's thinking about. But you can't be letting your emotions go through you like that when you are doing this warfare. Girl, you can't do it. So instead of really spitting it out and telling them, hey, he bought me this baby that's really Moloch, and now this baby has grown up into a person, and in 2 days he's going to really become Moloch. She's talking in code, like, I believe she's saying Moloch is here on earth, and in 2 days he's going to mature into Moloch. They don't understand that. They don't understand what that means, girl. Like, what's wrong with you? And then she's like, oh, I gotta go. You could, like I said before, and I don't want to rub this thing, girl, you could have done all this in your room and all that type of stuff. But she leaves, like she waves her hand over the mirror, and she's gone. Now she turns around, Henry walks into the room, and Henry knows what she's been doing. Henry has allowed that mirror to be used to communicate with Crane and Abby. Now, because I understand all this, I know he can do like what we would do with an iPod or a Roku or the G-Box, rewind that thing and see what is said. Not only see what was said, but see what's going on at that moment. So after he dismisses her and tells her, we know that you've been talking to Crane and Abby just now. We also know that you were going to poison this baby. He pulls out this poison. In the last episode, she got some flowers and she was grinding it into a paste to give to the baby to make this potion show her the true colors, and to send this demon back to where it came from. But she wasn't able to do it because when she went into the room, the baby was no longer in the cradle. The toddler child disgusting thing, was then in the kitchen talking about, "Mama, I'm hungry." And I told her, I was yelling at the TV, I said, "Girl, that baby is in there walking and talking on a cell phone. Girl, you just need to knock it over his head and go ahead and do what you got to do." But she didn't want to listen to me. He dismisses her, and she's standing there in shock, like, "I can't believe he knew what I was doing." He's got power, girl. He's more powerful than you, and you're like this witch. He's got power. He can see and hear all. He's everything. Henry is everything. He's so evil, but I love him. And he dismisses her. He looks through that mirror. He sees and hears what was said, and he is now seeing what's being said right now between Crane and Abby. He sees that they are trying to decipher this code, which they do, which lets them know that there is a sword that will defeat Moloch and his plan and everything. And they figure out the place and where to go and all this and that. And Henry hears this. Now he's telling the Headless Horseman, he's saying, "Okay, you gotta go and beat them and make sure you get this sword before they get there." And he's like, "Okay, that's for sure. Bop, bop, bop. We finna ride out." And that's what happens. So the Headless Horseman and Crane and Abby, they start going to the same destination. Now here's the thing. Before the Headless Horseman left the house, he said it's going to be daylight pretty soon. And Henry was like, "Well, you better go ahead and get out there." I had to get dressed. But anywho, in the meantime, while all this is going on, Jennifer is driving the old sheriff, the very first sheriff, trying to get him across the border to Canada. If you did not see it, as I keep going back and forth to the last episode, the sheriff was able to escape from the asylum. Doing this, he teamed up with Abby and Crane and Jennifer, and he's riding with Jennifer because, you know, like I just said, she's trying to get him across the border. Abby texts Jennifer saying they are setting up roadblocks. Be careful, because Abby does not know how far Jennifer has gotten. Here's the stupid thing. That was a very stupid move. Why? Because I have not seen Abby with another cell phone. That means she's using the same exact cell phone she gets her police calls. That's her work phone. Everything they have showed on past episodes, how everything can be traced and you can see what happens. That means somebody somewhere along this line, maybe, you never know, because I don't know who's writing this script because it's just bad, they will be able to see, okay, Abby texts her sister they're setting up roadblocks. Now, why would she text her sister that they are setting up roadblocks? Because right about now, Jennifer is not in any type of trouble. So evidently, they must have had something to do with the old sheriff. But as they are riding, you know, along, they're starting to see the roadblocks. Jennifer gets the sheriff this burner phone out of the glove compartment, a phone that cannot be traced and tracked. She gives that to him. She slows down a little bit. He jumps out of the vehicle, out of the passenger side, and goes into the bushes, and they are supposed to meet a little bit along the way after he walks a bit and she passes, you know, the police officers. This is like early in the morning, so when he jumps out, no one can see him jump out. But she eventually stopped, so she's going to wait for him at this stopping point. Meanwhile, Abby and Crane go to the destination. Abby realizes this is the place that she had a vision about, or she dreamed about, and her mother was in that dream at this place. And she says to Crane, "My mother's been trying to lead me to this place all along." And then all of a sudden, the Headless Horseman comes up on his horse. I won't say drives up. I want to say drives up like he was on a horse. And she is always so overzealous to hop up and do something, and that really irks me, okay? Because like I just said before a little while ago, she doesn't have a proper weapon to fight this thing just in case she runs up on him head to head, okay? Crane's like, slow down, boo. Where you finna go? And she's like, I gotta follow him to see what he's about to do. And she does eventually get up to see what he's doing. Now, the horseman You know, he's kind of going slow and looking around, trying to see if they are there yet, because he knows that they are coming, but he doesn't know if they are there yet. He starts cleaning off this area. What that happens to be a door under the ground, and the sword is supposed to be down there. But Abby makes a noise. She's trying to look up over these rocks and see stuff, but she ends up slipping and making this noise. I think she dropped her cell phone or something like that, and it's about to be on and popping. But of course, Crane comes in and saves her yet again, her overzealous self. I'm tired of that. I'm just so sick and tired of you jumping and trying to fly off and do stuff. And he happens to get the Headless Horseman from over in Abby's direction over to in his direction, Crane's direction. And they have a little back and forth dialogue, bop, 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 bop. And Crane goes into this little spiel about how our destinies were, you created my destiny and all this type of stuff that really doesn't matter, because I'm really just tired. I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired. So as they are about to fight, the sun comes up. And as you know, the Headless Horseman cannot be in the light, in any type of light, because it burns him, because he has no head. So it might dry him out or something, I don't know. But he ends up getting on his horse and rides off. Abby was like, you timed it perfectly. You knew when the sun was about to come up. How did you know that? And he's like, you installed a weather app on my phone. Now, see, that type of stuff is cute. I think it's very cute. But when I said he is conforming to society a little bit, is that I feel like a lot of his historical things are slowly being drained in each episode. I'm seeing like this, he's trying to conform just a little bit, and I really don't like that. But they are able to see where the horsemen had swept away this little area, and they open the doors that lead to this underground tunnel, and they go down there and they see all these statues, and then they realize these aren't statues that were hidden down here. These were actually people that were turned into stone. Then they see this monster. The monster that has the snakes coming out his head, that if you look at it, it turns you into stone, all that type of stuff. That's the monster that is down there. Crane realized this, and he says, we need to get out of here now. We need to go. And as soon as they run up the stairs, and as soon as they close the door, like the head of the monster was coming out, but they stopped it. And they're trying to catch their breath because it was just too much. And that right there, now that got to me. That face, that thing, that scared me. Here's the thing. I don't always want to be scared in each episode. I don't think you actually have to be scared for it to be a good episode. But here's the thing. I want to feel like I am learning something, and I want to feel like the characters are growing. They aren't staying into one space. In this next season, I want them to come out with a plan. I want them to have certain weapons on them just in case. This thing, it's like, I feel like they wake up every day not expecting the worst. If this was happening in real life and this was happening to me, I would wake up expecting the worst. So I'm always going to be strapped with something. I'm not always going to go into a situation blindsided. And in the last few episodes, they have been kind of tying everything in, not always thinking that this is just a natural occurrence, but going in knowing that every situation that goes on, Moloch has something to do with it. And I feel like they're too calm and collected. They know that they're the saviors now, so they just need to act like it. And that's what I want to see more of. That's why I'm just so stressed out with it. And while we're on this subject of how people are supposed to act and how they're supposed to be and all this type of stuff, I know that Crane is a man of history and supposed to be a gentleman and all this type of stuff. But what is up with all this Michael Jackson-esque moves and stuff? Did y'all see how he came up out that tunnel and he's and all this type of stuff? That was very Michael Jackson. What No, Crane. No, stop it. Were you watching This Is It before this happened? See? Stop it. Just stop it. So Crane and Abby need to form a plan, and they are trying to plan. They're planning, trying to figure out how they're going to get down here to get this sword and defeat this monster and all this type of stuff. And Abby's like, well, a legend has it that if you look at the monster, you turn into stone. But what if we get someone down there that can't see? Someone who's blind, you know? And Crane's like, yeah. So the plan is to get the Headless Horseman down there and have him defeat the monster while they go and get the sword. And that's exactly what they do. They go down there. Headless Horseman has come back and he's following them down there, and he is fighting this huge snake. What's it called? Medusa? Y'all know what I'm talking about, the ugly monster. While he's doing that, Abby is able to run into this room that is down there and find this, like a well, and around this well are a bunch of swords. Now, she needs to pick which sword is supposed to be the sword of truth, the sword that is going to defeat Moloch. But she doesn't have that much time to actually stand there and figure this out. And Crane leaves her in the room after he sees that the Headless Horseman has cut the head off of the monster. Even though the head is still living, the body of the creature is dead. So Crane goes out the room, he takes off his jacket, he is able to not look at the head, but throw his jacket on it perfectly, so when he walks by it, he doesn't become blind. He then says to the Headless Horseman, you know what, let's go ahead, let's fight this out, let's duel, all this type of stuff. They are fighting, and I don't remember what happened. I don't remember what happens between them, but Abby picks up a sword and says, just forget about it, let me just pick one. As she picks one up, it immediately turns into a snake. The other swords fall down and they turn into snakes, and there's no more swords to choose from. Crane finally comes back into the room. He's talking to her and she's freaking out because she does not do the snakes. I don't do snakes either. I'd be freaking out too. And then the Headless Horseman comes into the room and he's like, where's the sword? Give me the sword. And she's like, look around, there is no sword to be had. And he's like, you know what, whatever. He turns to Crane and he has his sword out, and it looks like he's just about to kill both of them. And he says, you know what, no, I'm not going to kill both of you. Moloch has a better plan for you all, and you guys are going to suffer for eternity in hell. That's basically what he was saying. And he leaves. Now, Crane and Abby are standing there and taking it all in, because I'm like, we know we just didn't go through all of this for nothing. And as they started thinking about this riddle, rude. So, what was I saying? So, Crane and Abby are talking this thing out, and they realize that the sword is there, but it's in the well. And to make sure that they are right about this, they start saying like this riddle Illuminati type garb back and forth, and they realize that the water in the well is not water, it's oil. So they take two of these goodness, I cannot think of the word right now, the sticks with the fire on the end, they take those and they light it together. And when they did that, the sword was in there, and it was right there. All they had to do was lift it up. And Abby was like, no, Crane, this is all you do it. And he takes it out and he's, you know, giving me frozen teas. This light is shining from above and it's like snow was falling down. And I was like, really? Y'all got the sword. Go do something with it. So that's pretty much the episode. It was part one. This could have just been a regular episode. We don't need part one since next week is the second part of the finale. This was just like regular. And Jennifer we go back to Jennifer. Jennifer was waiting for the sheriff to come about the woods. Remember, she dropped him off, but he ended up calling her and leaving her a voicemail saying, you know what, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to do this by myself. So she pretty much wasted all her gas in her little truck for nothing, trying to take him to go across the border. So there's no telling where he's going to end up. I'm ready for the finale. I'm ready for the season to be over. So because I want them to work on something better. I don't want to sit looking at the episode knowing what's going to happen next or guessing what's going to be happening next, and then it shows that my guess was right. That's not what I want. So I mean, whatever. I will see you all next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all next time. I will bring you all the review for part 2 of the finale, and I will see you then. Smooches. Bye. I guess I will go ahead and do the review for Hell's Kitchen. I told you guys in the last video I did for Sleepy Hollow that I wouldn't be doing the review for Hell's Kitchen until they got rid of some of those people. They haven't gotten rid of anyone yet. I think they did that on purpose to mess with me personally, but there's still like 1,000 people there at Hell's Kitchen. So I guess I just have to go ahead and do the review. But like I said, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Smooches. Bye.